Sorry.
No, you're fine. Tanya J. Miller.
How are you doing on this gloomy afternoon?
I'm straight. I'm okay. How about you, Eric? Or are you
I
EJ?
am
What do you
no,
go by?
no, just Eric E.
Okay, got
I, reason I didn't like that as a younger person, but now people are calling me, so I'm getting used to it.
it.
But
Okay.
I'm doing fine. Just I just found out that they lifted the stay at home to June 1st, so I was excited to go back to work tomorrow, but that don't look like it's gonna happen.
Where are you at again? Where are you based out of?
Indianapolis.
Okay, gotcha. You say you were ready to go back. Most people, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm bored.
He's not bored.
Yeah, I don't have I live by myself, so I don't have nobody to talk to. If
Okay.
my son's not over, it's just me talking to the wall.
I understand. Trust me. I get it. I got it. I hear you.
And you're from
I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas. That's right. I knew you were from down south. I just couldn't remember exactly. All right. So I start off my show with a couple segments um, of it's called Buffoonery in the Quarantine. So basically, buffoonery is something you've seen in quarantine. Maybe you went to the store, maybe just anything you've seen during quarantine, not necessarily having to do with you, or it could, unless you part of the buffoonery. So I'll let you go first, and if you have anything like you've seen anything crazy, and if not, then I'll just go.
I mean, the only main thing I'm seeing, so they started partially lifting us here in Texas, the governor has, and honestly, it, it don't seem like it had been no social distancing anyway. Folks was sounding like they was having parties and having multiple people. So, I mean, we've been, socially distant, but other folk, it's like, were y'all not listening to the news? Like, what's going on? Like, yeah. So, needless to say, when I had been out, I didn't see a lot of practice in it. So, I'm gonna take it as what that
Under
is.
I totally understand that. Like,
Plus, they were
yeah,
still
people
playing
ain't.
golf. They were still playing
Oh
golf.
yeah.
They was
Oh, my
playing
dad
golf
still
across the
plays
street.
golf. They said you can
Yeah.
have two. Look, we were on a family call, like our family, and he was like, him and my cousin husband. They were like, yeah, you trying to go play golf? They were like, you can have two people to play and this and that. Like, I guess so. Okay. I gotta make a confession. Um, I went to go play basketball. It was me and a couple of my buddies.
See, you sounding like my
I think
nephew. We was up
no,
there
no, what?
like, don't you got
Yeah.
like you got a pregnant woman? You putting you
Yeah,
exposed.
yeah. If you got a pregnant woman, you definitely be going around nobody.
Nah,
I got a couple
he was out
buddies
there
that
regular, regular.
yeah, I got a couple buddies. One just had his baby last week, and then another one is pregnant. So yeah, they wives is not going. Um, but when I played basketball, my confession, I
Hmm.
kind of paid for it because the first game we played a couple games of 21. It wasn't that many, but I still get the point.
Hmm.
Um, I think I fractured my pinky.
I'm
Like, I got hurt. I haven't went to the doctor because I don't do doctors. It'll heal on its own. But the
okay.
first game, my pinky went backwards, and I was just like, "Wow, really?" So I had to play the whole time with a hurt hand, and it was my
Well,
shooting
I'm
hand.
sorry. I'm sorry. You had to play. You,
I mean, yeah, I ain't go. I ain't. I like. I'm too competitive. I'm too competitive to
okay.
like just. Man, no, I gotta play. It was really. I play for exercise. I don't. I don't play anymore. I still have the competitiveness. I still want to win, but it's more so for exercise because I'm getting closer to 40, and my knees just don't act the same way. So
Uh, they don't. No, they don't.
no, yeah. When I hit
Mm-mm.
31, I had exit reflex. I was like, oh, okay, I'm dying today. Okay, all right. But I don't know what this is with my chest. I was like, oh, I'm about to have a heart attack. I didn't know what it was.
I'm sorry.
So my buffoonery in the
Hmm.
quarantine.
Mhm.
I cuss on here. I might curse every now. This somebody, I ain't gonna say what I really want to say, hacked my Facebook page.
Yeah, we
And
talked about that.
yes. So I'm cool. Like, you hack my page, I gotta make a new one. I'm good. So today I'm at home, I'm just chilling. And one of my buddies, he texted me like, "Hey man, you got a new page." And he sent me a screenshot. Somebody, whoever hacked my page, put on there trying to get people to do this cash scheme. So people, I'm looking at the post. It's like 100 people, like trying to get this money or whatever, and it's not even me. So I got people calling, people texting. My mom called, "Baby, what's going on? You need to call Facebook." And I'm like, "Mom, I'm already on it." So that's my coin. I'm still pissed because like I speak. I got my podcast pay. I got a lot of stuff on there. I got pictures of my son, picture of everything, and it's like I can't even access it because somebody want to be a dickhead. Like I just don't get it. I don't know. I don't know why they picked me out of all the people, but they picked me. So the next segment is it has to do with my son. I call it Jonesing around,
Okay.
and it's just some crazy stuff that he says or does. I
Okay.
don't know if you have children. If you have children, I'm sure your children have said some crazy stuff or have done some crazy stuff, especially being in quarantine. So my son's mom calls me and was like, "Yeah, he got another cavity. He's 6. My man, I don't know. He think it's cool to walk around with a mouth full of silver. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know."
I'm sorry.
But so
I
he
wasn't
goes,
being
I
hilarious.
called him today and I'm like, "What's up, cavity?" He like, "Haha, yeah, I got another cavity." And then I see him eating chips. I'm like, what you doing, bro? You not supposed to be eating no candy and chips and stuff. That's why you got the cavities." He gonna say, "This my last bad snack. I'm gonna eat fruits and vegetables from now on."
Mm.
Oh, okay. He's 6 years old. Oh, okay. Okay, sir. You 6 years old only gonna eat fruits and vegetables. Okay, we're gonna see how long that lasts. But
He
that's
trying.
really
He trying.
that's
You gotta let him try.
we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Cause he like when we cause his I know his mom makes smoothies and she eat healthy. Um I I try to eat as healthy. Like if we make smoothies or something, he'll try it. We give him we always buy fruits and stuff at both places so he can have or they had these little kids smoothies. So we know we put it in and apply it into his life. Another thing, so it was my weekend with him, and I was supposed to get Wi-Fi. I just moved into my new place. I haven't got Wi-Fi yet. So these new generation kids, yeah, they got Wi-Fi. So my man's like, "Hey, um, I'm ready to go. You ain't got the internet." Oh, oh, you ready to go, right? Okay, that's cool. So the next day, because I actually got the Wi-Fi boxes, but they had to come out and install it from like the outside or whatever. So the next
Mhm.
day, I was like, "Hey, guess what? I got Wi-Fi." He gonna say, "Yeah, I'm coming over." No, you're not, sucker. You gonna stay where you at since you didn't want to stay
Mhm.
over here when I didn't have it. Don't come over here when I do got it. And he
Oh
was mad.
man.
It's hilarious. Do you have any jonesing around moments with kids? If you don't got kids, if niece, nephew, somebody I know, something didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I be having to check in on them nieces and nephews because, you know, it's not homework, it's homeschool. It's homeschool. And so I be like, are you doing your homework? Or, I heard through the grapevine, y'all been on y'all phone playing y'all game across because I got nieces in Virginia and then another like cousin nephew down a little bit in the country part, and then my niece here. And so they all be on their phone playing this game. Well, the ones in Virginia and here, the girls, that they don't. I be like, did you get your homework done? And so I done found out the one here, she be waiting till the last minute. So when I had went over there to my mom's, I was like, so have you? No, I video chatted with her, and I said, so have you finished your homework, your homeschool work? And she was like, I was like, you do know you know, your privileges can get taken away because just because you're at home doesn't mean you need to be chilling like you not in school. And so she was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm prioritizing. Like I was like, no, no. If we need to take the phone away, we'll take it away. And she was like, okay, auntie. I was like, all right, now, no, let's be real. You get that phone taken because y'all acting like y'all just on the summer break. They think they summer just got started early. No, 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 no.
Oh,
You still
yeah.
got schoolwork to do. No, no, no. You got schoolwork to do. So I be having to bring them back into reality. I talked to the other one via video chat too. I had to ask him, "You did your yes, ma'am. I did." I said, "Yes, ma'am. I did." I said, "Don't be lying to me. You said that answer too bad." No, for real. Okay. All right.
That's hilarious because my son, he's in kindergarten, and yeah, he think because he ain't in school, he out of school, and his mom
Mhm.
had to video chat him cutting up and sent it to his teacher, and his teacher immediately called me and him because she does weekly video chats, and she had one the day he was over my house on Friday, and
Mhm.
she was like, "Do any parents got any questions or anything of that sort?" And I was like, you already know what to do. Yep, I got them together. Yep, I know you did. I know you did. All right. So, um, I usually have another segment, but I'm not working at my shoe store because I work in the ghetto mall here in Indianapolis, and I see
Oh
all kinds of.
Lord.
Yeah, yep, I do.
You
I
said
do.
work at the ghetto boy.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I work at the ghetto mall. I do. It's out of all the malls here, it's the ghetto mall. So I see a lot of things. I can't. That's why I can't wait to get back to work because the buffoonery at the shoe store is how buffoonery in quarantine started. So yeah, I can't wait. Um, Before we get into you telling your story, me asking you questions, I have
Mhm.
I always ask the people like what's their top or whatever it is. So um, what is your top three black sitcoms of all time?
Um, a different world.
A different world. Okay.
Sorry. Y'all might not like him no more, but the Cosby Show.
Okay.
And uh, I guess good times or amen. Like the rest is kind of toss up.
Mm, you might be the first person that hasn't mentioned my top one.
What is it,
I don't
Martin?
know. Maybe you just didn't watch it or something. I don't know. But Good Times is definitely on my list. I love me some Good Times. I don't really care for TV, so I don't have cable. I have the little bunny ears, and there's a station that
I'm
Good Times
done.
is on, and I love it. So my top three is Martin, Good
Mm-hmm.
Times. It's tough. Like three. Um, I would. It's between the Cosbys and Fresh Prince,
Yeah,
and
yeah, them are the ones my husband loves.
yeah. So with
Yeah. So I gotta watch them regardless.
I can relate with that cousin. I had some rich cousins, and this the thing. They were Jehovah Witnesses too, and they were black white people. If you know what I mean, they like it
Mhm.
wasn't necessarily my younger cousins, just how they lived. They had money. So when I would go over to their house, I got the headphones, rapping, cussing, got the earrings, the braids. They like, oh no, nope, we can't have it. I go like, cause I'm from up north Indiana, so the town would be like basically all white people, and they're kind of racist up there, like in that area, and it's like it was just weird.
Mhm.
It's just weird for me, and I felt kind of out of place sometimes, but I felt the relation with Will and having that family, and then with the Cosbys, the Cosbys was more of like that's what I wanted, and plus I
Yeah.
still to this day I love Felicia Rashad. She is like the baddest mom to ever be a mom on TV. It's not up for debate with me, but yeah. Um, so I think we're close in age. So I'm gonna see how
We
this
are.
these next two questions. The first one is, what was your top three meals as a kid?
So that might not work.
Hey,
Cause
hey,
uh,
everybody got different stuff.
well, it was always at least 5 kids, and there wasn't only in the household at that time. It was only four, but it was at least five or more. Sometimes it could be more than that. So my mama, and then according to her, we actually talked about this mother thing. According to her, we were picky eaters as well, so we didn't eat everything. So I stated all to say that, yeah. So I'm gonna tell you the top three home cooked meals.
Yeah.
Cause yeah. So I would say, red beans is one, like that's a whole meal.
Yep.
And another one would be either fried pork chops or smothered pork chop.
Mm,
And
sounds good.
then another one would be, I'm trying to think. Mm, Either some like chicken tetrazzini or chicken spaghetti or something like that.
Mm,
Something like that.
that's
But she didn't cook that. She didn't cook all the time, so that's why I was
oh,
like,
trust me.
which,
I trust me. I understand. My mom,
because we
at a
was
certain
at
age,
church a lot.
I had to learn how to cook.
Well, no, we was at church a lot, or we had activities. So a lot of times, like, I'm literally the exact opposite of my husband. Like, they barely went out to eat. We went out to eat all the time. So it was just like night and day for us growing up. Like he would be talking about his mama growing up, like when he was younger, when his parents were together. Like she could roast on a Tuesday. I said, "Hey, my mama ain't doing that." And we gotta go to squad rehearsal. Then they gotta pick up this one from football and that. I said, "No, sir, no, no, no. You mess around and might eat a fried bologna sandwich and some chips, okay?
Hey,
Ain't no,
yeah,
no, no. And then pick up a burger on the way home. Like
ain't nothing
that's
wrong with a
you know,
fried bologna sandwich and some chips.
yeah." So
Put
that's
them
why I was
chips in
like,
the middle of that
when she
sandwich.
could,
Mm.
yeah.
So mine, let's see, as a kid, because my mom, like, I'm kind of like your husband. Well, I'm like no, I'm kind of like you, but then it's like I'm kind of like, we didn't go out to eat, but my mom didn't always, like, at a certain age, is like if I didn't cook, me and my sister was gonna eat oodles and noodles. Because she worked all the time, and yeah. So mine would be chicken, fried chicken, because my mom, she would make fried chicken legs, and I was the, so I would just be like, hey, y'all eat whatever y'all gonna eat, and whatever y'all leave, I'm gonna clean that plate. So fried chicken would definitely be one. I would say spaghetti because spaghetti stretched. Um,
You said spaghetti stretch. Okay.
Dude. Shoot, I can't think of another like meal
That's
like
what
that.
I'm saying. Like, so I'm like, I mean, that's what
I'm gonna
I
say
be trying to tell my
salad.
husband that.
I'm gonna say salad because
Man,
my
I be
mom
trying to
cooked
tell him that he be
salad.
thinking I'm crazy.
No, my mom cooked salad a lot. Like she cooked other stuff, I just can't think. But I would say, because I eat salad now, like I could cook a salad and that could be a meal. So I would say salad.
Are you saying cook a salad or make a
Make a
salad?
salad. You know, hey, listen here,
I
listen
was
here,
like, wait a minute. I'm like, your mama cooked salad? What kind
listen
of
here.
salad
You
you
know
make?
what I meant. You know what I meant. Anyway,
Hey, I had to clarify. I
anywho,
had to clarify.
anywho. So I ain't even gonna go to the next question. I might ask it at the end. So the next, we ain't gonna answer because I thought about it. I don't even got a top three, but it's your top three cereal. Top,
Oh, I know about some cereals
top
now.
three top three cereals. Period. Because yeah, I'm gonna ask that again
Oh
at
yeah.
the end because I gotta think myself.
Okay.
Okay. So
Well, I know ours. We have the same one.
okay. So let's talk about you. Let's um You're an author, you're a speaker, you're a coach, you're a strategist. You got 18 years of experience with young people and women. You got 6 books. That's a lot. That's good. That's good. Um, let's see. That's kind of like what you like and you have a blog, and you've been doing that blog for about 13 years. I did a little research, a little homework on you. so I know some things.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
Mental Health Awareness Month, so
It
I'm gonna
is.
ask you some mental health questions. So, um, what mental health issues? I don't know if issues is the word. What diagnosis or what mental health did you deal with whenever you started off dealing with it, or have you dealt with mental health?
So I would say that probably it would have been depression. And it came up after like literally if the wall could have fell out, from the windows to like, yeah, it was just a mess. Like everything that you could imagine happened after being a newlywed happened. Like, they be having, oh, happily ever after, just rainbows and Skittles and no. We got married right before the crisis just fell out the ceiling, just bloop, bam. And so that was in 2007. And then the crisis happened, the recession happened in 2008. And so everybody's like, well, why is that a big deal? Like, why? Okay, Tanya, like other people bounce back. Not the area we lived in. Like, it did not bounce back. And so not only did it not bounce back, but we, my husband and their family had just started a real estate company and had put all their assets into the real estate company. Well, what was the recession about? Real estate. So you catching me? So not only was we newly married, the recession was happening. The recession was happening and affecting their livelihood and their business and everything. And I couldn't get a job. They was telling me stuff like, we don't even understand what you did in your prior job. I was like, why does that matter? I'm applying for this job. Do you think I can do this job? And they were like, well, I just feel like you're overqualified. I'm like, oh my God. Like, what part of I need a job, do you not understand? And so it took 6 months, and that job was literally almost $30,000 below my job because the area there is very government, very military, and very transient as well for like colleges and students. And so you either working for the government or a government contractor, or you working at uh, McDonald's. I'm just like, there is no in between. Like you either getting on or you over here trying to figure out the scrap. And there's nothing to say about McDonald's. But I'm just saying, like, the way to build livelihood most of the time, if you weren't military or government, was through entrepreneurship. And so a lot of what people were that were entrepreneurs, they got affected heavily, not just in real estate there. Like basically any of the services that you would normally do that were still essential like it is now got affected. And so that happened. So finances, like, listen, we wasn't, it's like, oh, okay, y'all was just, y'all was tight. No, 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 no. We was in the pit, y'all. We was in the pit. Every time we tried to see, they talk about the donkey, they shake it off and they get a little higher. That mud, we was buried. Like, they buried us in the pit. Listen. And so like everything was like a struggle. Like between the both of us, we were laid off or unemployed 6 times in the 7 years that I was there. And so, no lie, I would get on a couple of weeks, or maybe even right after he get laid out. He'd get on a couple weeks, couple months, I get like we was never able to be both working and having dual incomes for 7 years. And then we was still both making less than what we were making before we got together. Well, them bills didn't change. Them bills didn't go
Them
nowhere.
bills don't
Them
go
listen,
nowhere.
them student loans didn't say, I'm gonna give you a break. I'm gonna give you a break, yo. No, 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 no. Even if you tried to put them in that little, what I can't think what it's called,
Yeah,
but
I
they
know.
doing it now.
I know what
It's
you're talking
it's still it's still wasn't no relief because you thinking in your head like, yo, ooh, they say I got like 3 more months. What I'm gonna do? Like, oh God. And so that was happening. And then, of course, financial strain and stress, they got to hit newlyweds. Don't matter how long we have been together, 5 years before, it hit different when you ain't long distance and you ain't got your own money and house to go to. Okay, so that was going down, and then I had some chronic illnesses. I had one that I knew of. I didn't know I had the others, so I found those out later. So basically, I didn't know how to manage them. Not only did I not know how to manage them, I did not have money or insurance a lot of times to get the treatments that I did, or if I did, a lot of times it was ended in surgery. So then I would like it was literally everything that could happen was happening. Like how much more can I get? Oh, here you go. Bloop, let me throw one more thing on you. And so I was at my breaking point and I was literally having to make the decision. Tanya, are you going to stay like this? Are you going to keep trying to do this yourself? Are you going to do something and get some help? And, you know, I'm not the person. It wasn't that I didn't know about therapy, anything like that. Part of it was we didn't have no insurance. So even when I would have wanted to go, I couldn't go because I would have been having to pay out of pocket and I didn't have no money. But when we finally had insurance and I could go, I did go. And because that was part of it. There's like, well, why you didn't go before? Like, you don't seem like we had no money. What part of we had no money did you not understand? We ain't had no money. Like, what did you get? Like, I don't understand. I'm not speaking another language. We ain't had no money. Okay. And so, because at the first of the year, if you got a deductible, if you didn't get your flex spending, well, I mean, how am I get a flex spending when I'm 30,000 below where I was? Like, what am I do with a flex spending? So you had to hit that deductible. You had to pay out of pocket the 100%. So you hit that deductible. So ain't nobody going to no doctor. No, we not. We ain't got no money for that. So listen, I'm gonna give you real life stuff that people are dealing with today because this is what we was dealing with and from '07 to literally like 12. Matter of fact, to 14. Like it was crazy. And so I couldn't a lot of times couldn't get the treatment, the help, but finally I was able to, and I was at it aligned and I was able to go and I started working through everything that literally was taking me down. Like she almost said, she's like, you almost like got PTSD from this. Like tell you like this is major. And even now my husband would say he was like, when I look back, I think I got some PTSD from all of that. I say, listen, I don't think anybody would believe us. Like it was real, for real, for real. But in that, I started back blogging. So, like you said, Talk with Tanya was a blog back then, y'all. We was still on AOL dial up. AOL and Hotmail emails, y'all. So listen, wasn't nobody doing no blog and stuff. Wasn't no YouTube. Okay, so I was still sending out emails. Do y'all remember what emails was? Okay, not just a chat, not just a video. Listen, okay, I'm sorry, but yeah. So I started back blogging again because that was a part of what I did. As far as my own therapy process and just getting out what was in, and then I like to serve. I like to be able to serve and help people and just pour out so that I can, be poured back into, if you will. And so I started back blogging, but then in the process, I started like writing down, hey, I don't want you to feel stuck. I don't want you to be, like to a person. I'm like, I don't want you to feel stuck. I don't want you to be in your head. I don't want you to not know how to jump back into life. So I want to help you figure that out. And then I was like, oh yeah, like I want to also, make sure the person that loves that person, cares about that person, sees that person, also knows how to, talk to that person in the right way. Because sometimes folks can talk downright ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like they can say,
Yes, indeed.
"Man, it ain't that serious. Get over it." Mama and them didn't do that. Like that, you don't need no. You don't need to go talk to nobody. Like you fine. Suck it
Uh,
up, bro. Like, or sis, like I mean, if that's what you want to do, like, I guess, like, and you done got all of this, and you like, well, maybe I don't need to talk to nobody. Maybe I am fine. When they just main ones over here, they over here drinking themselves to sleep, smoking themselves to sleep, popping themselves to sleep, about to do something crazy, fighting with the spouse, beating the kid, for real, for real. Where all it sometimes it needs is you just to go get help for you so that you don't take out your own personal pain on other people. Like for real, for real. Because I know in sales and in the shoe store, man, I know you done encountered them patients, patrons and them customers that they come. I don't need no, 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 no. They done before you can even ask help. I don't need no help. I'm good. I know what I want. Blah 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 blah. Blah. And you like, yo, I was just trying to come speak, you know. But it's because they had all of what was already on them. It had happened in their day, their life, and they just had all of this stuff that just came out before they could even greet you. They just needed a moment. They need to just maybe go chill, do some self time, do some meditation, or go talk to somebody else. And so for me, it was going to talk to somebody else, back blogging, and then from that, a whole book came out 5 years later. Like I didn't even know it was going to be a book, but a book came out, and it was like, hey, you wrote a book. I was like, who wrote a book? Like me? You wrote a book, pull that mud out, polish it up, get it ready for the editor. Oh, but by the way, you also got to write a journal to go with it. Yeah, to get your mind right journal. So gonna do that. So you not only gonna be a publisher of one book, you publishing two at the same time.
That's
And
awesome.
so the rest was, me just pulling out everything of who I was and what I've been doing and betting on myself. That's really it. Like a lot of people like, well, how did you end up deciding to, you know, also, be a speaker or also be, you know, um, a strategist. And I was like, honestly, everything that I'm doing, what I've been doing the whole time. I just decided to bet on myself and to put all of me out there because that's my purpose. That's my assignment to help you figure out how to fit the puzzle pieces of life together to help you to do life and leadership unapologetically on purpose. So I might not be able to hit you with that coaching, but you might find out about a book I wrote, or you might hear me on E's podcast and hear me speaking, or you might catch me in a session at your job that I'm doing leadership strategy with, organization development with, or you mess around and just find me on a digital outlet and hear my mixtape that I'm not rapping on, but I'm gonna let Eric Thomas going with it,
Okay.
and I'm
Okay.
doing it that way because my whole purpose is to meet you where you're at. And so, whatever avenue, aka me producing my purpose and it being executed in vision, whatever avenue I got to use to get to you, that's what I'm gonna do. I want to meet you where you're at so that I can do my purpose and it can be fulfilled in the place of the vision that gets it done. So
Mm.
that's me, sir. That's me, yo.
All right. I like that. I'd let you go a little bit. I was gonna stop you, but I was like, let her go. So, got a question because I was recently married and I got a divorce. But first question, y'all still married?
Yeah.
So y'all was broke for how many years again?
I'm done. He like, wait a minute, y'all married still?
No, because
Yes.
there's somebody that's gonna hear this and they need to hear this, and this ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just saying I was married, so I know what
Mhm.
you're talking about in the first couple years because we didn't last that long. We were basically almost newlywed. Yeah, still, I think you're newlyweds until you 5 years, so we were still newlyweds. But I ain't saying
Oh,
that
okay.
for me. I'm not saying that for my ex-wife because sometimes she listens. I don't want her to think that they don't got nothing to do with her. This got to do with somebody listening that could be going through this that y'all was broke and it don't sound like y'all was just just no, y'all was broke and I totally
Yeah.
understand what that is. So y'all was broke for 7 years. And how long y'all been married?
It'll be 13 in June.
13. So you going on 6 after the 7 of y'all doing good now? Y'all financially y'all straight?
Yeah,
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 everything
yeah.
good? Y'all, I mean, okay. So it took some time, right?
uh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Them bills didn't go away.
Yeah,
The debt that was piling didn't go away. I mean, there was some, debt forgiveness, but it wasn't a lot. Like and even with that, like we had to fight. Hey, listen, we still broke. Yeah, we still broke. So, do you want to work out a settlement, or do you want to never get paid? And they was like, let's work out a settlement. So even in that, like, I had told somebody, sometimes, in the fight, in the middle of the fight that you're in whether it's financial, emotional, mental, spiritual. Sometimes you got to be your own advocate and stand up for you and ask for what you need. And so we asked because my mama taught me the nothing beat a failure but a try. So I told myself the worst they could do is say no. Like, I mean, we already in the no. So
They, they
the worst they can do
just
is
tell you
say no.
a closed mouth don't
Yeah.
get fed. If you don't talk, you don't eat. And listen, I think I took that literally. A closed mouth don't get fed because I like to eat. I'm working on it. I'm not never been over. Well, I've been overweight for myself. I'm skinny, so I like to eat. So I'm gonna ask you. And most of the time, people ain't gonna say no because they got some extra food or whatever. So hey, I know if you ask, the worst they can say is no. But you like you said, you gotta have some type of you gotta ask for help when you in that fight because you can't do it alone. Even though you had your husband and your husband had you, y'all still couldn't do it alone. Y'all was new. Y'all never been married before, so y'all had to, hey, somebody, anybody, y'all been married a couple 20, 30 years. Can somebody help me? Anybody? And you got
Yeah. I mean, and the thing about it is, what you missing is just like now, we were not the only ones affected.
to,
It wasn't as bad as it is now where everybody is affected, but it was just about that everybody was affected. And so I didn't have family there. So the only family we had there was like I mean his family. Well, what we gonna do? We gonna borrow the same $20 back and forth because that's all we got. Like ain't nobody got no more than $20 to spare. So literally the people even you would have went to, they was right there trying to figure it out too, which is definitely how it is now. And so you had to become resourceful, creative, and to work on things, even in it, so that you stay healthy, you stay mental, you stay whole, because you, even though that there's a lot blocking you, you still have to be in control and on what you can do. And so that's something else that I started to do as well. Listen, your girl was a whole coupon queen. Okay, I go in that store. My father-in-law, because he was military, we go on the commissary on base. He would be like, oh, I already know she gonna be like an hour. I'm gonna go talk to my friends that's here working or whatever in the store. He's like, cause she got her coupons and she got, yes, I do. Cause I got a budget of $60 and that's all I got.
hey, hey, listen. My mama taught me about that good old clearance, good old sales. I'm
Yes, sir.
like, I work at the shoe store. I'm the only person in the shoe store that don't get excited about new releases. They don't know nothing about nobody's shoes. They're not buying the latest shoes. I look at the shoe. Ooh, that's $60, and I can use my discount. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get them. Like, the crazy thing is, because I have my son biologically, I have a bonus daughter, and she just texted me a
Mhm.
picture of a shoe. And I know I ain't look at it, but I know the shoe probably 100 and some odd dollars that she want because she's in high school now.
Mhm.
She's in 10th grade, so you know that she into fashion. Listen, she got a job. I'm gonna be like, hey, but she might just send it because she want the discount and she gonna pay for herself because she do. I give her credit. She make her own money. But let's get back to what else. What else? It was something that when you were talking about. So throughout this whole you going through broke, I'm sure you being broke and being married. I'm sure it was arguments. I'm sure things weren't going all the way perfect. You like, hold on, we got married and all of a sudden this happened because I understand. But one thing you said was you've been doing what you've been doing. All this stuff that I said. Obviously, you've been 18 years of experience with you. You got your blog. And I think people just talk a little bit about it. Like people don't understand because I was going through a struggle from 2 years to now. Like it's been rough for me, but I've never stopped speaking. I've never stopped making videos. I haven't stopped doing my podcast. I haven't stopped mentoring. Like I've been doing something of service even in when nobody knows I might not have ate that day, or
Mhm.
when I had my new apartment, I didn't have no furniture, so I was sleeping on the pallet for a couple months. Nobody knew these things because I would come in, I go to work, I'm happy go lucky, and I still was doing what I was supposed to. Talk to people
Mhm.
about that. Like, even in the midst of your struggle, you still gotta live out your purpose.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, especially then, like I would say then I stopped some and I learned, that that wasn't going to help me. It wasn't going to heal me, it wasn't going to get me there faster. So, that definitely was working against me when I did stop because like you said, when you know your assignment is to pour out and you not, then you not yourself. Like the Snickers commercial, you like, well, you're not yourself when you ain't had your Snicker when you're hungry. So it's like the same thing. And so, I had to get back to doing what I knew what was in me and my assignment and my role. And so in that, and even that was not like a long time. That was just maybe probably a couple of months. So and I would still find myself, and I'm sure you've experienced it as well. Like even on my the day where I'm like trying to like listen, I'm just trying to maintain. You find yourself over here having to encourage somebody else, get them a word of hope, get them, do something to uplift them, and you like for real, like I mean, okay, like all right, or even sometimes when it's your last, and you just know you gotta give it. Listen, that woo, you be like, oh God, ooh,
Yeah.
okay though, I hear you. Like I hear you. Okay, all right, yeah, okay, here you go. And I'm not gonna lie, it never failed where somebody else did for us, and somebody else, like, you know, the one thing I say about living there and what really helped was that God put in place a family for me because all of my family, the majority was back home in Texas. And so I had to adopt family. Like I had to adopt friends and as sisters and friends as brothers and aunties and uncles and grannies and mamas and I had to get me a whole family. But the great thing about it was that was how it was for a lot of people there because like I said, it's transient. So it was the same for a lot of people because they had basically to do the same thing if they wanted to be able to, you know, survive as well. And not just survive being there, but survive the same situation we were in as well. And so basically that also helped me out. But yeah, like no, sir. Yes. You have to be able to just, you know, to just still know your purpose is greater than your pain.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Your purpose has a whole assignment, and the assignment don't stop just because you had life come interrupted. You know, and so that's kind of even when you can tell it might not be your purpose. That might just be a passion you had because you when the rubber met the road, when stuff start getting tight, you let that go real fast. Like no, that might not have been your purpose because your purpose, that mud don't sleep, it never grows old. That mud is real, and it's a whole sacrifice. And so if you able to let it go that fast, chances are that might not have been your purpose.
yeah.
Because your purpose gonna chase you down.
Oh yeah.
And that's like you said, that's basically how you know for a fact that you couldn't stop even if you wanted to. You still had a whole assignment on you and in the hard days and the rough days, all of that.
Yeah. That's
You still had to pour out.
that goes into that goes into the quarantine. Like I had a buddy
Exactly.
when I first started speaking, we met, we were doing things together, and he had wrote me because my Facebook or whatever, and we was talking. I was like, so what you been up to? Oh, nothing, just working and being at home, like most people. I'm like, okay, cool. It's like, man, I ain't seen you been posting nothing. Oh, I've been, and
Exactly.
he was like, this is what he said. He said, I've been lazy. And I'm like, okay. So then we still talking, and I was like, man, I've been telling him what I was doing. I was like, yeah, my podcast is kind of booming. I'm getting guests now. He was like, oh, I ain't been, you ain't asked me to be a guest. In my mind, like, you ain't doing shit. Like, you ain't
Hmm.
doing shit. Like, what I'm gonna put you on for? What you about to talk about? Sitting in the house with your family? Like, I mean, not saying that. I mean, you don't have anything to talk about, but I'm not gonna put you on here and then I couldn't be on your show, or I couldn't do something with you, or you can't share nothing with me, people gonna be like, why you sharing this? I don't see you doing nothing positive. And that just takes it to, sometimes people let a season, they in the moment. Oh, I'm about to go work out. Yeah, girl, I'm working out this month. And then you don't see them work out. Oh, bro, let's do this challenge. Let's do these challenges. We do these challenges, and then all of a sudden, 2, 3 days later, you ain't doing them because, like you said, it's not your purpose. Like, you still got to do the things that you need to do to make yourself better. But when it comes to living out your purpose, it don't. You could be home. Listen, I I was border homeless within the last year.
Mm-hmm.
No lie, like, could have went to a homeless shelter. Luckily, I got some support and friends that let me sleep on the couch, and I still was doing everything. Like, so there's no excuse of you not, like, not doing what you supposed to. You in a town where you ain't got no family. Like, you ain't got, like, you can't go over to Big Ma house and have Big Ma pray for you, or have your mom, or you laughing with your siblings. So you had to figure it out. Like, you have to figure things out when you're going through your storm.
Exactly.
And this is a storm. We on punishment. Just like we don't put no, you know, when you was a kid, listen, I used to, my mom was
Yeah.
not no damn plaything. I was on a punishment for a whole summer. That's how you know she wasn't no, a whole summer.
He's that whole
Yeah, a
summer.
whole summer. And I only got off 2 weeks because my friend came from out of town and he stayed an extra week. So I really only got off one. And I was like, bro, please see if your mom and grandma let you stay for another week. Because my mom, she know he don't come often. He live in Atlanta. He live in Atlanta. So I'm like, please see. And she was like, yep. I'm like, all right, I'm going back over to his grandma house. I'll see y'all when it's time for him to go. But that's how we are now. We don't punishment. And
Mm-hmm.
what I used to do in
Mm-hmm.
my punishment was play basketball, because I had a basketball court on the back of my door. So I would always play basketball, and that was my passion. I mean, I coach now, so that was my passion. But in that time, I was getting better. I was reading about different athletes. Part of my wall, I had King's Magazine of women, and the other part, I had basketball players. So I was reading, and I was getting better at the basketball part because I was on punishment, and that's what we own. When you being disciplined, you got to figure out how to be obedient and do what you need to do to get you where you need to go. So I got a few more questions. I want you to
Okay.
talk about your 4 pillars. And I know these 4 pillars, so I'm gonna say them, and then you
Mm-hmm.
could talk about them: purpose, passion, vision, and destiny. Just talk a little bit about those 4 pillars, and then after that, like after you speak of the 4 pillars, um, give some practical tips of things people can do now where you might not have to spend no money. Because I, like, when you were talking about counseling, I got some counseling for like $5 or $10, and it helped change my life because I found, like, I researched and stuff like that. So
Oh, I can tell you about some as well that are free that are out
yeah,
there.
and that's the thing. Back then, you talking years ago, nobody was on counseling. Counseling, we black folk
Mm-hmm.
counseling. You better talk to God. You better pray, baby. Open that Bible, and that's all good. But you still need somebody face to face to talk to and let it out. But talk about your 4 pillars, and then talk about some practical tips that people can do today, like something to help them if they stuck. Because oh, hold on. I was watching one of your videos before you get into your 4, and you was spitting today. You was talking about the dash and the birth and the date and being stuck. So talk about with the practical tips about how you can get unstuck, but talk about your 4 pillars, and then some practical tips for people so they can, after they listen to this, they can go and be like, all right, let me try this out. Because people don't like to try things. If you try it, guess what? It might work. If it don't work, you can go back to what you was doing.
Exactly, exactly. So, real quick, the pillars: purpose, passion, vision, and destiny. If you think of it as a wheel, that means, or a circle, one feeds off the other, and that's what makes the world go round. So, the passion is what starts the wheel, it starts the thing turning in you and to giving you an idea of what is in you or at least where you should be looking. And so then you start drilling down into it and you get to your whole purpose from some of that. Because listen, not everything you're passionate about is what your purpose is. Because you can have a whole passion to do a lot of things, but just like he said, but you don't maintain it, you don't sustain it, and it's not manageable. Catch that. So you into your purpose and you now are at the place where you know what it is that's in you that you have to get out of you. And so the vision is what basically is the production of purpose. And the vision goes in different ways, and the vision is poured out in different ways. A lot of times people only look at, oh, he is only supposed to be working at the shoe store because that's what he's doing. No, he got a whole podcast that he doing. He got a whole speaking circuit that he working on. He got a whole, just a whole probably summit that's in him that he's supposed to produce, as well as some coaching for just young bros that are trying to figure out life, marriage, and career. He got that in him that's geared specifically for them. Then he just got this whole just nonprofit piece of just working with kids and young and teens and youth to just be their big brother, big sister, right? But it's all from his purpose of doing what he's supposed to do for community, for liberation, if you will, and for I pick up even for legacy. And so that may be where his purpose derived, but his purpose didn't stop. It produced itself over and over again in the different ways that he executed his vision. And so now we still in that wheel, we still turning. And so then bam, we you're like, okay, well, are you at destiny? No. You know why? Because you're still in that circle. The destiny is always where we gonna end, like for real end. And so we know that and we see that, but every time when we get that, you know what happens? Another layer of the purpose gets pulled out because you start seeing, well, maybe this passion might be something tied more to my purpose. So another layer gets pulled out and you produce another way of your purpose and by executing a new vision. And then it just keeps going round and round, because the purpose never grows old, and the purpose is something that always produces. It produces just as much as it pours out. To answer your next question about, mental health awareness month, what we in, what we fighting, what we battling. Know this. We are all in this, but we are definitely in it in different ways. But we are in this. And so there are a lot of resources that are out there for free. I'm gonna give y'all a few because I want to make sure y'all know about them. So first of all, if you still actually have, your job, and it doesn't even have to be a career job, long as they offer benefits, check it and see if they have EAP, because you don't have to be signed up for insurance to get EAP. EAP stands for Employee Assistance Program. And if they have it and you qualify to get it, right now, usually they do like 3, 5, maybe 7 max um free counseling sessions. Y'all caught that, free, FREE. Right now, most of them have extended it to like 9, 11, 13, and some 15 free FREE counseling sessions. I need y'all to catch that. So you don't have to have your job's insurance. You just need to call and see it, look online and see if they offer EAP and find out if you qualify. And if you do, find you a therapist in your local city, because listen, not every person is supposed to be the person that you go to. Yo, listen, you, especially if it's some marriage stuff, your mama don't need to be mad at him after you get over it. You know what I mean? Like you gotta do the work so that you can get better. There's also resources like intherooms.com. That's completely free. And it's basically a support system online for basically like you would go to Alcoholics Anonymous, eating issues, disorders, you know, even infertility issues, grief, loss, all those different type of support system classes that you would normally go through. They have them online for free. Catch that. FREE. It's called intherooms.com. Other places, Celebrate Recovery, Reengage, those are all online. And I'm sure when you even look these up, you'll find even more because, and not only that, like I got a bro, he's doing King J Barnett, he's doing free online group coaching specifically for men. Catch it. FREE. Free. Because right now we don't want anybody to go back to 2008. Y'all know what was happening in 2008? Not necessarily us, but folks was jumping out bridges, jumping out of buildings because they was like they world is over because they identity of who they were was tied to their job. Their identity of who they were was tied to being a provider. Their identity of who they were was tied to things, and they began to start losing things, and so they lost themselves. And so it's unfortunate that we happen to experience another round of this in our lifetime. Like, who would have thought in less than 10, 12 years we would be going through another possible recession or at least another crisis. Who would have thought that? But we are. So I want us to at least have learned from what happened in '08 and use resources. Like you said, it wasn't popular, but it's a whole bunch out there now. And mental health and health awareness month is a whole lot realer in 2020 because of this that we in. And so for me, I want you to do what's necessary and what's required so that you don't lose hope, you don't lose faith, you don't lose trust, you don't lose you in this. Because like he says the first place, he home alone. He ready to get back into the mix. You're not the only person that is feeling that this isolation is a torture, is a pain, is rough. And so if your state has not lifted it, you get lifted and you take your ownership back and you call and you get help. And then honestly, outside of that, show up to some of these online virtual brunches, these little, parties, day parties with DJ B Nice, and it's another girl me and my husband we listen to as well. Like, show up to some just talks that are going out there and give you some business ideas to work on and tools and tips. Show up, man, have a whole celebration for a graduate that's graduating for high school and college. Be creative, show some love, show up in a real way. They doing parades, like show up. That's the main thing you got to do. Show up in your own life and own what is yours. Take back your purpose and do it for real this time.
Mm,
I'm done. Mic drop.
yeah, yeah. Because all the resources she said, I think I know how to spell. It was FREE. So that's free. All the resources.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna make sure I get those, and I'll put them with this so people um can get those resources. And one thing you said that really got me: if they don't lift your state, you lift yourself. Like
Yep.
you got to do something for yourself. And you're right about like it's so much virtual free, and you don't want to. We don't want to just say do everything free, because free ain't always gonna get you somewhere, but it's gonna start you. It's gonna pop an idea in your brain. Um, you might converse with people. I do this podcast on my phone, so
Hmm.
it's free to do the podcast. I mean, I pay my phone bill, but it's free to do the podcast. The app was free. The apps that I edit if I need to are free, and I'm just talking and spreading my perspectives on life, and I get to converse with someone like you. I had a lady yesterday. Her story is just crazy. She actually died, and she got brought back to, like, God said, no, you ain't, I ain't done with you yet. And like, I get to talk to awesome people, and I do it off my phone. It's free. So it's a start. This ain't where, like, I'm not going to be doing my podcast forever on my phone, but I had to start somewhere so then I can get somewhere. You got to start. If you don't start,
Yep.
you're going to stay stagnant. And I
That's
like the tips that you gave. I'm not going to overdo my talk, because I talk too and I get to talking. But I appreciate everything you said. Like, I I'm starting to really think I'm just gonna start having guests, because I learned something from everybody that I talked to. I learned some stuff from you, especially about the job, in the not having insurance and getting the counseling, and just you going through, like, I wish I maybe would have had this conversation before I got a divorce about the brokenness, and because as a man, when you not making the money that you want to make, or you not doing what things just ain't happening right, you don't feel as a man. So then things start going wrong in life and different things of that sort, but y'all stuck together even when y'all was El Broco. Like I get it. And like you taught me some stuff, so I appreciate your time. I appreciate your wisdom. I appreciate your going through stuff, because without you going through stuff, you wouldn't be able to share and be able to help other people.
When it brought me here.
Yeah, and we're gonna ask the cereal question. So,
Okay.
what's your top three cereals? Not your hubbies, not what y'all like, what you like, because everybody like a little different.
Um, Corn pops, frosted flakes, and cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh my god, you should have reversed that list. You start off with corn pop? Oh yeah, yeah, nasty. Oh my gosh, disgusting.
I don't eat them now, but that's what I like when I ate cereal. I don't eat cereal no more,
Listen,
but that's what I
I,
like.
I I got this lady. When I first moved, this lady I work with, she brought me some food, and there's some cereal. I still ain't cracked it open. I don't really eat cereal, and then I really don't drink milk. I only drink almond milk when I make my smoothies. Um, my three, I got. That's funny. That my all just simple. I got Frosted Flakes. The only reason Frosted Flakes is like, no. Let's take that off. Another one just popped in my head. But I think it got to be. It's between the berries. Captain, I'm just say the Captain Crunch family is one cereal for me. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, fire, and then there's a cereal. I don't think it is out anymore. It was only in certain places, and it was Rice Krispie treats, but it's actually like Rice Krispie treats as a cereal, and it pops. It's not the little ones you got to add the sugar on. It's like you actually eating Rice Krispie treats as cereal. It's the best cereal ever in life. I'm so mad that like it got discontinued. It used to just be at Walmart. I went the other day when I went grocery shopping. I didn't see it because that'd probably be the only cereal I would actually eat because it's amazing. Sorry, I just had a flashback. Um, but again, I thank you. I'm gonna let you tell people where they can reach you at, and then end us with a quote of the day.
So you can find me on social media under Talking with Tanya. That's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. And my website is tanyajmiller.com. You can find information on coaching, information on speaking, information on leadership, strategist work that I do, as well as my online link to school.tanyajmiller.com, which takes you directly to my classes on life and leadership, some of which are free. Then also on my website, you can find information on my shop.tanyjmiller.com store. That's basically where you can find all my books, all my journals, as well as message merch. Basically, it's merch with the purpose. So it's message tees, message buttons, message stickers, affirmation cards. Just go check me out. And if you decide to connect with me by joining my fam, you get 20% off your first order. So go to bit.ly, all caps, join fam. Definitely the books are on Amazon as well. Print, digital, audio for books, and then print for journals. And then I also have a mixtape because, like I mentioned, I like what ET was doing way back when. I had to produce and push that for me. So I'll have Talking with Tanya, the mixtape volume one on all digital outlets. And the last thing I want to leave you guys with is number one, make sure you support E. Make sure you are following, subscribe, rating, giving reviews, giving him the love. Make sure you following him on Facebook, Instagram, all of that. Because we only grow when you let us grow. So he already told you he got a whole vision and he got to produce it because that's what his purpose requires. So you supporting him helps him go that much further and keeps him going in the midst of a crisis that we are all dealing with individually. So just showing him love might be the thing he needs to brighten up his day. So support my bruh, give him that love, give him the support, so he can go where he needs to go. last but not least, the quote of the day. I leave it with everybody because it's my what I stand on. It's by the late Dr. Miles Monroe, and it says this: the goal of life is to die empty. You are to go to the graveyard and disappoint the cemetery. Y'all catch that? Let it hit you where it need to hit you. And until next time, I thank you, E, for the opportunity to be on the show, just Jones and cutting up and doing what you do and having a real talk and
Oh,
authentic
thank you,
as
and
well. So
thank you
thank
for
you.
that shout out to support and that quote. Yeah, you just I don't, you keep dropping stuff, and I'm sitting here like, man, oh, all right, okay, that maybe I'm gonna have to re-listen and get me some notes out of here because you that yeah that last quote was very good. Again, thank you for just sharing. I'm gonna have to check your mixtape out because I actually want to do because I've always like since sixth grade I've rapped, but I made a couple songs just playing around, but I freestyle and I want to do one, so that's gonna be in the mix too. But I'm gonna check yours out. Again, thank you all the way from Dallas, Texas to Indianapolis. Thank all the listeners. Thank all the supporters. Go on It's a Jones Thing podcast at Instagram. I have to remake a Facebook page because the jackass, hacked my page. Um, I think that's the only one in Apple and all the platforms for for podcasts. I'm on there except for iHeart. I'm got to figure out how to get there. If y'all support me a little more and bring some more traction, maybe we can get there a little quicker. But
Exactly.
you already gave the quote of the day. I
Exactly.
always say this at the end because my mom always say it when when she get off the phone with me. Peace, one love.